Welcome to Ms.Shortcut. In today's video, we're diving deep into a historical journey that shaped not just a country but the modern world itself. We'll explore how the United States of America transformed from a newly discovered land into the world's leading economic and technological superpower. From its early days of colonization to dominating international trade, shaping global culture, leading in tech and AI, we're unpacking the reasons why the U.S. became the big boss of the world, and what might come next. Let's begin this journey through time, power, and progress. The story of the United States isn't just a tale of independence, it's a story of reinvention, ambition, and a nation that turned vision into dominance. To understand how the U.S. became the world's economic leader, we need to rewind time back to the age of discovery. Discovery and the birth of a new continent. In the late 15th century, European explorers discovered a new land they called the New World. These lands were full of resources and had not been touched by European civilization, so many people wanted to move there to find freedom, make money, and start again. Over the next few centuries, European powers fought over territory. Eventually, British colonies flourished along the eastern coast, forming the early foundation of what would become the United States. A culture of freedom and enterprise. Unlike old Europe, where social hierarchy and monarchies ruled, the American colonies evolved under the ideas of freedom, individualism, and economic opportunity. The American Revolution in 1776 wasn't just about breaking from British rule, it was about creating a new system. A democracy where people could build wealth, innovate freely, and rise regardless of status. This mindset laid the groundwork for explosive entrepreneurship, innovation, and capitalism. Industrialization, fueling the economic engine. By the 19th century, the U.S. was riding the wave of the Industrial Revolution. Railroads stretched coast to coast, connecting raw materials to factories and goods to markets. Immigrants poured in, bringing skills and labor, fueling urban growth. The U.S. became a manufacturing powerhouse. Steel, oil, textiles, and machinery flowed from American factories to the world. The wealth gap with Europe began to close and then flip. The rise of the dollar. After World War II, the United States emerged as the only major economy left untouched by destruction. Europe and Asia were rebuilding while America had all the gold, factories, and global networks. The U.S. dollar, backed by the Bretton Woods Agreement, became the default currency for international trade. Even after the gold standard was dropped in 1971, the petrodollar system kept the dollar dominant. Today, the U.S. dollar is involved in nearly 90% of all global currency exchanges, making it the true currency of international business. Dominating global industries. The 20th century saw America build entire global industries from the ground up. Automotive, Henry Ford revolutionized mass production. American car companies led the roadways of the world for decades. Arms industry, the U.S. military-industrial complex supplies allies, influences global politics, and controls high-tech warfare with unmatched R&D budgets. Space race, the moon landing in 1969 wasn't just a scientific victory, it was a political statement. America leads in space exploration through NASA and now private companies like SpaceX. Technology, Silicon Valley became the modern gold rush. From Microsoft and Apple to Google and Amazon, U.S. tech companies dominate the digital world. Artificial intelligence, the next frontier. With access to vast data, cutting-edge research, and top global talent, the U.S. is a leading force in AI development, setting the tone for industries and ethics worldwide. Why did all this happen in America? A few key reasons. Freedom of innovation. The U.S. has strong intellectual property laws, open markets, and limited government interference in business. Immigration and talent. America has always attracted the best minds, from German physicists to Indian engineers. It's a global brain magnet. Vast natural resources. From oil and coal to fertile farmland and forests, the U.S. has everything it needs to fuel itself and others. Military power. With hundreds of bases worldwide, America protects its trade routes and allies, maintaining economic influence wherever it goes. Cultural power. From Hollywood to pop music to fast food, American culture is global culture. This soft power builds brand America everywhere. The future of the big boss. But no boss stays on top forever. The Big Brother had gained its power with production capacity superiority later than World War II. Today this superiority is belonged to China. What will happen? China will get the superpower of the world title? The economic crises of 2008 showed that fiscal power is not enough to stabilize the whole world without real assets and real values. Decentralized currencies could be a threat to centralized global ownership. Challenges loom. Rising competition from China and BRICS nations. Debt and fiscal instability. Political polarization and declining trust in institutions. Climate change and energy transitions. Global shifts in trade alliances and digital currencies. Still, America has proven one thing: it knows how to adapt. From railroads to rockets, oil rigs to AI chips, it reinvents itself again and again. The U.S. remains a powerhouse of ideas, investment, and influence. Whether it stays at the top will depend not just on economics but on leadership, innovation, and how well it can unite a divided world under the banner of opportunity and progress. From the wild frontier to Wall Street. From cotton fields to code. The story of America isn't finished, it's just evolving. Will it continue to lead, or pass the crown? One thing is certain: understanding the rise of the U.S. is key to understanding the world we live in today and the world we're about to enter. Stay in the loop to learn more about how countries' pasts, present and futures influence one another. Don't forget to subscribe to